Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and today we are going to be reaching for our phone to hit the RNG to see which soundtrack we're listening to. Don't worry, that part's temporary. But let's do it real quick just to get it out of the way. And we rolled a 2, so we're going with the smooth jazz tracks. Now, what we're actually doing is we're going to be doing the final Basic Arcana Spotlight on the Earth element, which means we're going to be doing Stone Shot today. Smooth jazz tracks. Oh yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead and put on our demonstration robe. Pardon me. And we'll be looking at Stone Shot. Spice Rack doesn't affect damage, so this will be perfect. Now, first of all, if you'll notice, the range on Stone Shot is pretty nice. Is definitely a good projectile arcana. I'm not sure I would say it's better than Bouncing Blaze, but it's definitely good. Apologies that Sierra missed us calling my name. Now, as far as the damage, now that one hit did 12. I want to point out, I don't have anything else on me that's boosting damage, so it's just 12, which is pretty good for a single hit on a basic. But, all three hits do 12, 12, 15 for a total of 39, which is really not bad for just a basic combo string. Boom, boom, boom. There you go, that is good damage coming out there. And it comes out at range, so you can comfortably keep enemies away from you. You can angle it at odd angles. Like, it's just... Stone Shot is trusty, reliable, and ranged, and fairly fast. And it's one of those Arcana where you can just hold down the button and all three hits just go out and do their thing. Now, let's see what happens when you upgrade it. Now, that's one button press, and it's firing out 2 stones at about the same range as before. Now, each individual hit doesn't do as much as it did before, but look at this. 8 and 8 is 16. That's 4 more damage than what you had for a single hit from the others. So 8, 8, 8, 8, that's 32 right there. That's almost as much as the basic combo, but then you do all 6 hits. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 15. There you go, 47 damage. It's only 8 more damage than the basic without being enhanced. But it's spread out over 6 different hits, so again, you've got plenty of multi-hit shenanigans you can pull here. Good birds. Good birds. Now, in order to test out how good this is with Sidewinder's Badge, we have to take off the enhancement. But see, that brings it from 12 to 15 for a single hit, so it's 30, 30, or sorry, 15, 15 for 30. And then 15 and 4 for 49. That's a pretty comfortable bit of damage, and I have to imagine that with both the enhancement and the Sidewinder's Badge, you would wind up with some pretty hot damage using both. If I had to take a guess, it would be like 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, and then 15 plus, so 15, which is 4. Yeah, that's some pretty beast damage. So, if you're looking for a good Arcana to just whip out Sidewinder's Badge and just have a blast, this is it. But with the base damage of each hit being so high, this is an Arcana that can function, or basic, that can function well on both a power build and on a critical hit build, because once it's enhanced, you get all those juicy hits that can be be turned into criticals. It just works out so well. As far as which candies I would recommend, see, this one actually comes off as one that I would kind of recommend, because you probably have a projectile thing going already, and even though the ball lightning is going to knock enemies out of your range, if you hit them up against a wall or just whatever, then you're still accomplishing your goal of keeping enemies away from you. It allows you to refocus onto other enemies. So I would say that rate's at about a 2 out of 3. That'd be 2 out of 3. That would actually be 1 out of 3 this time around, because if the whole goal is to keep enemies away from you, then you're not going to be getting much out of the Breaking Twister. But even then, I can still say, if you're in the process of keeping an enemy off of you and you send out the Breaking Twister, it still kind of slows them down. I don't know, maybe a 1.5. But the raw chocolate and the bubblegum, I would definitely rate at a 3 for this. Those are just way too good, and then the cinnamon dots are just... Now hold on, does it throw 2 at a time when it triggers? Oh, it does. Wait, what was that damage? Okay. Good lord, that's a lot. Alright, so the 2 hits happened at the same time, so it's 8 damage apiece, 10 damage apiece on critical. Actually, Cabby's Cinnamon Dots is pretty hot. Pun very much intended, because I'm not very clever. Let's see. And now, how would I rate this as field berserk ammunition? It's not bad. The knockback on this is actually kind of average, so it sends enemies away from you, so you kind of have to activate it when they're up against a wall to get the most out of it. But as you can see, if you do that, you're setting off some pretty good damage. So, I would say Field Berserk alongside Stone Shot is okay. There's definitely something to be said for just machine gunning stones into your enemies' faces. Overall, I would say Stone Shot, although rates just slightly under Bouncing Blaze as far as projectile basics are concerned, I'd say it's still very good. Like, definitely getting that high A mark. Like, I'd still say Fiery Yo-Yo and Bouncing Blaze are the best projectile ones. And even though Air Spinner counts as a projectile, I don't necessarily say that it is. And we'll get to Chaos Crusher after Water. But yeah, it ranks up there with the likes of Bouncing Blaze and Fiery Yo-Yo, in my opinion. That's no small amount of praise for just chucking rocks at people. Pardon me. Alright, so now, let's put together a build. How about we go... So if we take this, the rocks go from doing 12 to 13. And we've got higher critical hit chance. This seems like a good one to take. It'll focus a little bit on both aspects. Now, if I wanted to just go straight with like the best options that this could run, I would take like Gloves of Gambit, or Analytical Monocle, or Chaos Visor. Because all of those would be pretty good at highlighting just what Stone Shot can really do. I think what I'm going to do instead is I will start with, let's look over all my options. And after reviewing all of my options, I think I'm going to start with Merchant's Cart. But Dark Sage, that's also boosting its damage. I thought you weren't trying to show us the top end. Trust me, I'm not. But, hypothetical listener, you do have a point. How about we start with something a little bit less over the top? How about we start with... How about we start with Tapping Gloves? It's been a while since I've done a start that used that. Now, what about our... Cecil, what's up, buddy? What's up? You got some input on which Arcana I should use? The moment I said that, he just shut up. He's like, I'm sorry, I don't have anything. Alright, I'm gonna go with Flare Rush, just to go with something a little different. Alright, so now what do I do here is the question. I kind of want to do something that does multiple hits, but does it at close range, so I have an option when enemies get into my face. Laura could just take Radiant Knockout. I do kind of like just the big ol' hammer swing. I'm thinking that or the Crystalline Balestra. Or Terror Ring. They're all good. Birds, are you upset that I'm not giving you my full attention? You realize how selfish that seems, right? Okay, I'll be quiet. I'm sorry. Or Blazing Lariats. What sort of options do I have for when enemies get into my face here? Like, just about all of these are kind of meant for keep away, with the exception of Ward of Chaos. No, that's too easy. I think I am just going to go with the Balestra, and as far as our signature, believe it or not, I hadn't thought this out ahead of time. No shit, really, Dark Sage? How could I tell? Yeah, that works. We've got balls of fire, dragons, and rocks that we can rain on our enemies. And then I've got a nice big sword for when they get up close and personal. I love it. And because of how our build is looking, we should probably start at the Chilling Dungeons just to get that out of the way. There we go. Alright, so far the... Oh, there's Atlas at spot 3. I was wondering if that was ever going to happen again. So, as of right now, things... I've given a pretty solid review of Stone Shot, but will it live up to the hype in actual combat? And you probably already know the answer to that question. Ah, man. Nice sucky dead end. And me not having any depth perception. Yeah, this is exactly what you guys have come to expect from my content. But yes, Stone Shot will never pierce through enemies, unfortunately. But it does good damage on its own right, and it having the sort of... range that it does, it can subdue enemies quite nicely at range, so you really don't really need to engage enemies up close and personal like you do with a lot of other basics. See, I might go a Spice Rack, but first I want to see what Iris has for sale. Ow. You see how that works? You basically just lay suppression fire while making sure your other spells are getting their cooldowns taken care of. Smooth jazz saxophone. And remember, I've got the tapping glove, that's why I'm constantly doing basic plus something else instead of just unleashing. There we go. So what I was striving to build was something that was kind of very all around. Not necessarily focusing on melee or projectile specifically, mostly just focusing on just good solid control. And so far it looks like we've got that in spades. Alright, so now yes, we're going to go back and grab the Spice Rack. And did you have anything that I really wanted? Charge signature damage is reduced. I don't know how I feel about that. Let me see something. Okay, that's not very useful. Alright, I'm not sure if I actually want anything from Nox at all. Save for maybe the volatile gemstone, and I'm not even 100% on that. Excuse me, what the hell? And yes, I could take volatile gemstone along with this to just get good heals. But honestly, I think what happened there is that I didn't see that the archer was overlapping the counter rogue, so I just didn't notice that I wasn't hitting him and stunning him. So that's a my bad scenario there. Alright, what do you got for me this time? Well, we're definitely taking this, that's just a given. Probably going to want to come back for the Chakra Locket. Oh, there's so many things there I want. Alright. I don't have all the money in the world, so we're going to have to choose wisely, and part of that is going to be knowing what Iris has for sale so I can budget properly in case she's got a particularly good upgrade for me. That's just a little extra health, but it's also something I can trade in if I find something really decent. There we go. Now what I should have done there, because of the tapping gloves, is I should have fired off my basic first and then let loose my signature. Alright, not bad. So, as you can see, much of what I'm doing with the Stone Shot is using it as setup to prepare for other things. I mean, I really can't turn down Crimson Clover. That would just be ridiculous. Alright. I like Tidal Blast, but I'm not sure that's what I want to take. Like, this might be the right time to just load up on relics. And load up isn't even the right word because I don't have that much money. But I know which 2 relics I want. Okay, Crimson Clover is going to make this so much nicer. Okay, well, Chrono Glove isn't going to help at all, but I can always trade it in for something if something pops up, like if I happen to see the once-in-a-blue-moon Cremire, or we see the adorable Mimic come up. Or if I need to just throw down a glove to challenge Bobby Kotick to a one-on-one duel to the death, I could use it for that, too. And look at that, with its range, I can even strike her outside of the range of her greatsword spin, and get plenty of work done that way. And then yes, we'll definitely take this. Even though it's not going to be very effective against either the Twins or Atlas, what it does do is give me another ranged option, and gives me a bouncing projectile option for Sura and his Null Flash agents. So just the idea that with this you can outrange a lot of enemies goes quite a long way. Oh, and there's the upgrades for my other 2 Arcana. But let's wait on that, mostly because 1, I don't quite have enough money. And 2, because if I run into Nocturne or Dr. Song, I want to be able to give them something and essentially not lose anything. There you go. See how easy this is? I don't actually want that, though, so I'm not going to take it. But it's worth popping Taffy anyway, just to get the extra money from him. So, little something to keep in mind. I am going to go ahead and grab the Flare Rush upgrade, because even if I do run into one of those two, you can't give them your Dash Arcana, so there's no harm in upgrading that now. Plus, that's more fireballs every time I dash. That's just more control, more damage. Like, it really makes no sense to keep that just sitting around when I could take it with me. Oh. Thanks, up button, that was perfect. Alright, so we got that open now. Come on, stop trying to hit me and hit me! Hey, Darksage, was that reference made because you know about Matrix Resurrections? Yes, that reference was made because I know about Matrix Resurrections. Which, by the way, the Matrix movies now have the crown for all of the Buck Standard artwork sequel names. Revelations, Reloaded, Revelations, Resurrections. They missed out on Rebooted, but at this point, who cares? So, good job, Matrix Resurrections. You fucking hackbot. Honestly, I'm hoping it's good because, I mean, look at what Keanu Reeves has learned by playing John Wick. From playing John Wick. Like, he's gone from being just kind of... And it's not just John Wick, I should stress that. But he's gone from being kind of a actor to actually being pretty good. Alright, and I just realized that the red portal was Taffy this time, so I could have just picked that up way earlier. I'm not going to take the Heavenly Boots, sorry. Why are you ignoring all the cursed relics? Because the cursed relics aren't helping me with my cause. Besides, I didn't ignore all the cursed relics, I took the Crimson Cloak. Darksage, that relic is barely cursed if you know it! Oh, darn. I didn't make my life arbitrarily harder. What am I going to do now? I am really liking the way this run is working out so far. Should have fired Stone Shot first, and missed out on roughly a 3% upgrade to my DPS. Shit, what am I gonna do? Like, no shit though, if I were speed running, that would be a major mistake. That would be, oh, I missed out on extra DPS. Oof. Well, that's a little bit of time off my total. Although if I were speed running, I'd also have the Pathfinder's map and a very different set of Arcana. I'm about to say, is there another one here? I thought there were two of them. Oh yeah. Alright. Also, don't ask me why I like Flare Rush so much. I know it's not super overpowered like Chaotic Rift or Wavefront, but for some reason, this Arcana gets me out of trouble. I see Windy Slashes. Windy Slashes are a good critical hit engine and could definitely help out against Atlas. Now, before I just jump all over that shit, though, let's wait and see what comes up from Anders. And also, so that I don't confuse myself, let's finish this path off to the east, because I can definitely see myself looking over there going, "But I explored everything!" No, bitch, you didn't. Okay, well now we might not be able to afford Shearing Chain at all. But if that's the case, worth it. Dagger of Midas is a beautiful damage upgrade, which just rewards you for a resource that you're just towards endgame collecting without anything to do with it. Yeah, I saw that coming, I just couldn't stop it in time. Ah, never mind, we'll probably be able to afford Shearing Chain. And by the way, oh god, it's this room. I hate this room so much. And as you can see, that room nearly killed me. I mean, I'm still above the warning sign for health and whatnot, but even still. Alright, we now have a question to ask ourselves. Take Shearing Chain and hope that the rest of the run goes smoother, or buy a cheapo, give it to Dr. Song, and make sure that we're healthy for the next part of the run. And it's looking increasingly like we're gonna be buying the cheapo to make sure we're healthy for the rest of the run. Which, honestly, that's fine. I think the build itself is fine. I just got unlucky and ran into the dreaded Beam Cyclops barrel room. Plus, she just gave us critical placebos, so that immediately makes up for everything. Yeah, 404 damage just from one room. Like, that room is single-handedly one of the biggest run killers. I don't know if you guys agree with me on that or not, but from my experience, oh yeah, that room kills people. Alright, still got some damage because I was hitting Juno. There we go. And with enough ranged attacks, those two just fall like a lead balloon. Is this Aqua Breaker or Wavefront? It is Wavefront. I'm going to stick with Flare Rush just for consistency. Ooh, baby. And it's on sale. It's like it was meant to be. So we got ourselves a lovely little critical hit run. 102 damage critical? Oof. It's so nice to get to triple-digit damage in this game. As you can see, what little damage adds we have are still affecting the spike shot or stone shot pretty favorably. Matter of fact, have we gotten any damage upgrades? Oh yeah, Dagger of Midas. Alright, so I have one Cursed Relic. I'm not sure if that's enough for me to want to take Anchor of Burden. I might grab the Paranamasakon, but I'm unsure about it. Like, the only thing that's really been giving me a ton of trouble, though, has been the Room of Insurmountable Evil. Like, I don't know if that name is going to take off for that room or not, but that's what I'm calling it from now on. Oh, come on. Hey, can I move? Alright, maybe I won't take the Paranamasakon. I'm starting to get a little cocky. I know how things go when my head starts to get a little bit too far up my own ass. There's no reason not to take that. So let me pull it back a little bit and start to play a little bit smarter. Because that's how you don't die. There we go. Alright, so let me see something. Run speed plus 10%. So I guess, is 10% damage worth taking the anchor burden and losing 10% run speed? If I were getting a much bigger damage payout, it would probably be worth it. I am not doing great. I'm just gonna move forward and see how we do, because I made a lot of stupid mistakes on that floor. And yes, it was because of the Earth Elemental Summoner. So hopefully if we don't run into too many more Earth Elemental Summoners, we'll be okay. There we go. Now, circling this back around Stone Shot, though, you can clearly see how this is helping me. if my enemies can't get close enough to do large amounts of damage, I get to save myself quite a bit of headache. Although it's really no secret that having good range on your attacks is a definite boon in Wizard of Legend because of how quick and aggressive some of the enemies can be. Bouncing Bubble. I like it, but I think I'm going to hold on to my money at this point to keep Dagger of Midas stronger. Plus, I already have Bouncing Surge, so I should, by all rights, be okay. Now, I'm also guessing that I'm probably going to have to buy a health potion to keep myself healthy. God, I love Flare Rush. Honestly, this build is coming together with a lot of personal favorites. Oh yeah, Mirror Shield. And at least I haven't gotten poisoned yet. When I say that, I'm going to immediately run into his horrible poison trap. What was that about being poisoned again? Ah, help! It's melting my will to live! Sparrow Windstone, do I care? Like, this is one of those situations where, because of the kind of like hybrid nature of my build, both close range and long range, I'm not sure how I feel about enemies being pushed away from me, but I will pick it up because I do not have a full suite of relics. And hey, what the hell, the extra air-based damage might just help me out. Water cushion, that'll definitely help. And there we go. Once I kind of pulled my head out of my ass and took account of the situation, I started doing much better. Let's see if that continues to hold true when I fight Atlas, because I know how I am. There we go. Beautiful. Boy, it's almost like picking up Airborne Slam just made the rest of my build work better. It's like Hawkeye. No matter what team he's on, he always makes it better. I mean, according to him, anyway. I hope enough of you have played Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 to get that reference. Because otherwise I'm just talking to myself. Which, let's be fair, that happens often enough anyway. God, I love Flare Rush. I mean, let's be fair, Flare Rush is making me look like a goddamn genius right now. Just the number of times I've used Flare Rush at the right time to hit an enemy from behind after I've dodged them. It's pure magnificence. Now, I know one of you is saying, just fight third form sewer already, damn it. Here's the thing. I have a particular way that I like to fight third form Sura, and that is that I purposefully go against using the cheese method, so my win rate against third phase Sura is not great, and even though that does mean that I went out of my way to learn all of his patterns and find the best ways to dole out damage, that doesn't mean that I necessarily want to do it again. Because that fight is not designed to be fair. Oh my god, Flare Rush, stop being so awesome! I think I might have to update my favorite Dash Arcanas, because Flare Rush is putting in the work. There we go. Even use Stone Shot for the victory. So not only was this just a good Stone Shot run, but I also feel like kind of highlighted Flare Rush quite a bit too. Like, that's one that, you know, when I get to the Dash Arcanas, I'll definitely look forward to talking about that one. So, there you go. Public service announcement. Flare Rush is good. It's funny, because at first glance it doesn't seem like it would be, considering that the other really good dashes are the one with the nearly unbreakable shield, and the one that lets you go through walls and say, fuck it. But Flare Rush is right up there. You can set up some 300 IQ Galaxy Brain plays with that, and you saw me do it a couple of times. And I wish I could say that all of them were planned, but really, only a few of them were. But that is it for now. Thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate your continued support and you coming to spend your free time with me. So go ahead and drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe, do the usual YouTube stuff. Check out my social media links in the description below. I've also got a link to my new Patreon account, so if you guys feel like being super awesome and supporting the channel that way, any little bit would go a long way. One of the things I'm working towards right now is getting a new microphone, as I'm listening to my old videos and seeing what can be seeing and hearing what can be improved. And I think the next thing on the step to perfection is a new mic. So something to keep in mind. I do have goals, but that's enough for me. I'm rambling and ranting again. So thank you guys very much. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you